This is the true stretch. And the idea with this cage is that we've got three planes of motion: forward, sideways, and rotational, or we call it sagittal, frontal, and transverse plane. So the idea with the true, the reason why it's called true is because most stretching is there's a lot of compensations that go on with that. You see a lot of people do this quad stretch, they lean forward, the pelvis tilts, not real effective. So here we can get into the similar stretch, which is going to get quad and hip flexor, primarily hip flexor. I'm in this plane of motion, a sagittal plane. I want to maintain that sagittal plane as I go into the frontal plane with my trunk. Most people that come in here, most high-level athletes who they work out all the time, maybe they run all the time, but they don't stretch. And so you've got to stretch. So again, I go down into the stretch, my knees not touching, and I go over the top, giving me a nice lat stretch as well as a thoracic frontal plane or lateral stretch. So you've got two planes of motion going on, a sagittal with a frontal, very effective. We're going to do the same thing with a hamstring. I'm in this plane of motion. Most people who do a hamstring stretch, you'll see them do this. So by bracing myself here, I keep my spine in a nice neutral position, and then I rotate in the transverse plane this time, which feels very good. Nice little pop in the low back. Of course, watch it with your fusion patients, but that feels really good, especially across the middle of my back after doing those shoulder exercises. Those are my two favorite ones, and these are easy. You might think, well, I don't have a cage at home, a true stretch, but you can replicate this anywhere. I can get in a doorway, put my foot on a chair, and come over the top and apply the same principles. Most people, when I ask them to do this, they're going to do this, which I just did a minute ago. One is frontal plane, the other is transverse plane. One is bending this way, the other one's rotating that way. Very effective. Hope it helps.